All right, guys. Kelly commentates here. It is time for Unfiltered Ice Chat number 2. This is what it's called. It's unfiltered. It's just chatting with you about skating, and today the topic will just be Skate Canada because that is our next Grand Prix. Skate America has finished, and I am finally back. The journey home took a lot longer than I thought it would, and I'm just a lot more tired actually than I thought I would than I thought I would be. I'm so glad I went to Skate America this year. It had been a couple years since I had gone and wasn't sure if I would, so definitely a little bit of a surprise, but it did feel like a whirlwind. I was only there 2 days, but the travel day, back was long, and it is so worth it though. Every time you see skating live, I feel like it's like unraveling the layer of an onion where you just see the different sides of skating and you really like feel more like you're a part of skating, if that makes sense. It was so nice to be there live and to appreciate the skaters. The audience was very enthusiastic. They were appreciative, what I saw, of all the skaters. The skaters that got the loudest applause, which I don't know if it always portrays on the TV, but some ones that I noticed were Denis Vasilyev's. He was extremely popular, a lot of screaming. Ilya Malinin, no surprise there. He's a U.S. skater and is the current reigning world champion. It was funny because you could always tell which ones were the most popular because you'd suddenly get like a bunch of little kids' voices like screaming at the top of their lungs, and it was very cute. Um, I would say Donovan Carrillo, he was also like, there were so many people screaming for him, and it does make sense. Mexico is a border country of Texas, of the US. So, it makes sense he would have a lot of fans, and not only because of that, but because of how charismatic of a skater he is. His costuming is just like chef's kiss beautiful. He's very focused as a skater. The jumps weren't all there. It kind of stinks because you can see the potential he has. He gets really good rotation, he gets good air position, but sometimes he like either checks out, or I think they call it like he spins outside the ring or outside the circle, and would just like lose the jump towards the end. So it was sad, he didn't do quite as well as I was hoping he would do, but he was another one that was extremely popular. In the ladies, I would say Wakaba Higuchi, of course. She's an all-star. I would say Isabel Levito got a bunch of screams and applause. Um, Now, just reflecting, I've had a chance to kind of think more back about it. I really hope they don't go to Texas for a third year. Like, please, let's get out of Texas. And nothing wrong with Texas. I liked it. I'd been before, but I mainly just like passing through, and I knew it's a very big state. But dang, the saying is true. Everything is bigger in Texas. Like, the buildings are huge, the freeways are huge, the layout of the freeways are really weird. I've never driven like on those types of roads before. Um, so it was interesting to be in Texas, but I don't see it as like a figure skating place per se. Or I just think because the crowd, even though they were very appreciative, the arena was not filled by any means, and it's a small arena, I would say. I don't know what qualifies an arena, so it must be big enough, obviously, to be one. But it didn't have the stands were not like multiple tiers and stuff. It was a pretty small arena, and it wasn't full, and that may be based on like the tickets they released. It seemed like they were seating all the audience on the side opposite the judges. There were barely any people behind the judges, so I don't know. I wish they would have opened up more seats. But I think it was fine to have in Texas. There must be some reason. I wish we knew why it was in Texas for a second year. Maybe just for continuity's sake, maybe they write the contract for that. Although I did hear that the location was announced a little bit later than usual this year, and they obviously needed to give people a chance to plan. But it was easy to get tickets, and I don't know. I hope they go somewhere else, maybe somewhere on the East Coast, maybe the Midwest, maybe, somewhere where skating is up and coming or is very popular, and that they know they can fill the arena. A couple of other notes I didn't mention before, but it was so stinking cute. I don't know what they're called, but they're the little kids who skate out to pick up the stuffies and the plush toys that people throw to show their appreciation. They were dressed up in little cowgirl and cowboy outfits. It was so adorable. It was like the cutest thing ever. There were a few times where the kid didn't notice a stuffed animal because usually, like, if it was really small and white, it would blend in with the ice. And so there were a few times where people had to like yell like, there's one over here. At one point, I think it was Koshiro, the Japanese male skater, had to pick one up before his skate because there was also one that they had missed. But the little kids were so cute. They did such a great job, and they were always waiting in the wings. As soon as the performance was over, they would line up and go out to collect the stuffed animals, and I thought that was really cute. One other thing is I did go to the Prevagen Skating Spectacular to see the non-competitive programs. Super fun. The person who surprised me the most was Nika Agatse from Georgia. He did a Deadpool program and at one point broke out into like an NSYNC song. And man, his personality is so funny and comedic, and none of that comes out in his skating. I really think his programs are wrong for him because he needs to be doing something upbeat, up tempo. He was just playing around on the ice. He was engaging the audience. Just like things that I don't see in his actual programs. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be shady, but he's like a very reserved skater, which makes sense because he's trying to do these very difficult jumps. But I wish that a Terry, or if I don't know if it's Daniel Glockenhaus or who's doing his programs, but whoever does, I wish they would, try to bring out his personality more because he stole the show. He was the best program of the night, of the non-competitive night. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that at the very beginning they did a whole performance with local young skaters, and it was led by Ashley Kane, the former pair skater. Ashley Kane is honestly one of the nicest skaters I've ever met. She's so kind. She's so like positive. She's replied to like just comments I've made on social media before, which she doesn't have to at all. No skater does, but it's just so kind. Um, I don't know. I just find her such a like a joyous person, and she still skates so well. And the routine was awesome. Like they really got it going. They had, I think they were wearing cowboy hats as well, and they really got it all going. So Texas, it was good. I think that this was a definitely a year to remember. And now we are moving on to Canada. So we are going to have some repeat skaters that we saw this weekend go straight to Canada. So in the excuse me, in the men, we're going to have Ilya Malinin doing back to back. So he's going to go straight from Texas. I don't know if he'll go home first. Probably not. I would imagine he's just going to go straight to Texas, start getting acclimated to any time changes as needed, and then go straight to Skate Canada International. Another person who's going to be a repeat is Elise Lynn Gracie. I think she got the to be determined spot at Skate America, so I don't know that she necessarily planned to do back to back, but that's also very interesting that we will see her there again. And I'm taking a look at the list here to see if there's anyone else that we may know. It looks like Fabry and Ayer. I believe we saw them this weekend at Skate America, and it looks like they are also going to be back for Skate Canada. So kind of cool. Let's talk about the men that we're going to see this week. So from Azerbaijan, we're going to have Vladimir Litvintsev. He's a Russian Azerbaijani figure skater. He's the 2018 Volvo Open Cup champion. That is cool. The three Canadian men are Steven Gogolev, Alexa Rakic, and Roman Sadovsky, who I really like. He's a very interesting skater. He also won the bronze medal at the 2019 NHK Trophy. So it'll be interesting to see what he's doing. Luc Economides from France is back. We saw him recently at one of the competitions. I can't remember if it was Nebelhorn or possibly Lombardia. but he is going to be back. Mark Gorodnitsky from Israel. Gabriella Frangipani from Italy. He's a really interesting skater. I will very much like to see him here. From Japan, we're going to have Shun Sato. And then we're going to have our returning champion of Skate Canada, Sota Yamamoto. So he's going to have a chance to defend his title. Likewise, in the ladies, we're going to have Kiori Sakamoto back, and she was last year's winner of Skate Canada. So hopefully she can defend her title. The Canadian women, we have Sarah Maud Dupuis, Kaya Reuter, and Madeline Skizas. So that'll be quite the showdown. And the other two Japanese lady will be Rino Matsuke. She finished 5th at the Four Continents in 2022. And then we're also going to have Hana Yoshida, also a very prolific skater. From Poland, we're going to have Ekaterina Kurakova. We are going to have a chance to see her Cats long program where she does a costume change. I can't wait to see it again. I loved it. It was so dramatic, so entertaining, and I do like her as a skater. From South Korea, we'll have Kim Ye-rim, and we will also have we'll have Wee So-young. So it'll be great to see how the Korean women do. From Switzerland, Kimi Rapond. And then joining Elisa and Gracie from the US is Alyssa Liu. We saw her recently. She won the Budapest Trophy, the 2024 Budapest Trophy. So it'll be interesting to see how she does here in Canada. And I forgot to mention the other US men. The one, the only Jason Brown will be joining Ilya Malinin in the men. On the pair side, there's only one U.S. pair. It's going to be Chan and Akira Howe from the U.S. I would love to see how they're going to do this year, and it will definitely be very interesting. Let's see here. We also have from the Netherlands, Danilova and Siba. From Uzbekistan, we have Ganesh and Chigirev. From Germany, we have Hake and Kunkel, they are very, very good. Let's see here. They actually won the 2023 Skate America, so they're going to have a chance. I'm sorry, this is Canada. They're not going to have a chance to defend their title because now they're in Canada. Diana Stellato Dudek and Maxime Deschamps are the reigning champions of Skate Canada, so they're going to have a chance to defend their title here. It'll be interesting to see how Hake and Kunkel do against them. Also from Canada, we're going to have Kelly Ann Laurin and Luca Eterier. And from Australia, Anastasia Golubeva and Hector Giotopoulos Moore. In ice dance, from the U.S., we're going to have 3 teams, Emily Brady and Ian Somerville, the Browns, Una Brown and Gage Brown, and Emily Zingas and Vadim Kolesnik. From South Korea, we're going to have Lim and Kwan. I really like them. From France, one of my favorite teams, Lopareva and Brassard. I love the drama that they bring to the ice. And from Canada, we're going to see returning Fabry and Ayer. We're going to see Gillis and Poirier. They're going to be some strong competition. Probably likely the winners, I would imagine. And Lajoie and Lagha. We're going to see them here as well. So overall, you guys, this looks like it's going to be a great competition. I always like Skate Canada. In the past, I've noticed that the callers are very conservative, meaning they go harsh. So like the tech callers historically, I remember the scores have been quite low here before in the past. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this year. It's going to be in Halifax, Nova Scotia at the Scotiabank Centre. So I'm not sure if they've done it in Nova Scotia before. But I've always wanted to go to Nova Scotia. Wish I could go at some point. So very, very exciting stuff going on here. Okay, so I was checking out the start times. They have a really confusing, at least it's confusing for me. They have a confusing schedule online on the Skate Canada or Patinage Canada website. So I think I finally figured it out. They have the practices starting on Thursday. And then it looks like the competitions start on Friday. So they're going to have the pairs short program at 6 p.m. on Friday, the 25th, and then the women's short program at 7:25 on Friday. It looks like the rhythm dance is at 1:15 on Saturday, and then the men's short program at 2:55. Then in the evening, they'll finish the pairs free program and the women's free program. And on Sunday, they'll have the men's free at 12 p.m. and the dance free at 2:10. It looks like that they do the victory ceremonies um, right after the free skates for the two that are ending on that day. So they wait until the women are done on Saturday to do both the women and pairs victory ceremonies, and then same thing on Sunday. Once both the men and the dance are done, they do the victory ceremony for both. So yeah, overall, this is going to be really good. What do you guys think of the Peacock coverage? Are you a fan? Um, I don't like how it goes away. Like you can only watch it for like what is it 72 hours? I don't know. It always changes. Sometimes they're like you can watch for one day and then it's going away, and then other times they are, they'll let you do more than that. I gotta say though, for Skate America, USFS did a good job. Like they posted a lot of videos, they did recaps. I really loved the John Luke Baker's commentary during the practice sessions. So yeah, I think that USFS, I got to give it to them. They did try. Okay, they at least tried, and so that is important to try. And one thing I forgot to mention, I just realized, is that all the returning champions are coming back to Skate Canada. So Sota Yamamoto and Kiori Sakamoto are both here to defend their titles. Stellato Dudek and Deschamps, and then Gillis and Poirier are also back to defend their titles. And then one other thing I realized is that Elise Lynn Gracie, I'm not sure if she was supposed to have Skate Canada at all, but she just got added as of October 11 because Nella Pelkonen from Finland pulled out due to illness and injury. So I think Elise Lynn Gracie got the to be determined spot for Skate America, and then she got, I guess, notified on October 11 is what I'm seeing here, due to Nella Pelkonen's illness. So that's crazy. And um, it's funny because Nella Pelkonen replaced Ava Marie Ziegler from the US, or Ziegler, who is out with injury right now. So kind of interesting. I hope the skaters stay safe. I hope they stay well. It's such a like dangerous, high impact sport. And so, yeah, they need to do everything they can to take care of themselves. It looks like Holly Harris and Jason Chan from Australia in ice dance are also replacing Grimm and Savitsky from Germany. It looks like they've decided to remain on the Junior Grand Prix. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, and Bakari and Guarize withdrew. Wow, I wonder if they're going to be replaced. I don't know. That's interesting. I hope they're okay as well. Did you guys see that Luna Hendricks pulled out of her Grand Prix? I read this statement. I need to go back and read it again, but it was something like she's focusing on like being the best version of herself again before she comes back. So I hope she's okay. I am going to do a video on this. I saw some things online about how it's the end of her career and it's all over. And all I gotta say is, if you look at people like um, who just performed this weekend at Skate America, oh my gosh, words are failing me right now. But if you look at him, the skater from France, Kevin Amos. If you look at his career, everyone said it was over too. And then look at him. He literally won the free skate and got second place overall. So it ain't over till it's over. If you have health on your side, the rest is all mental training and preparation. So I don't know. I never want to write a skater off. To me, it's their story to write. It's their decision when they're done, and never count someone out. They always can come back. People can change. People can do better. And so now, is it easy? No. I think history tends to repeat itself. You tend to have patterns in your life, and it just kind of is what it is. But hopefully, we're going to see some wonderful skating this coming weekend. Who are you excited to see? What do you want to see happen? Who are your winners in your heart, regardless if they win the actual medals? This is Kelly Commentates. Thank you so much for listening.